besties, what's up? My name is Makenzie and welcome to my channel and welcome to week 2 of seeing if I can read 30 books in 30 days. So if you haven't seen the first part, I will link it in the cards and down below if you want to go watch that first. That kind of bleeds into this, and if you aren't interested, that's fine. Stick around, hang out with me. So we read 5 books and got a decent chunk of the way through our 6th book last week, but I am officially 2 books behind, I believe. Oh, I should have looked at the date before I started this because that'll kind of tell me where I am. Unprofessional, 1 second, sorry. All right, it is the 8th. I am currently about, I don't know, 2/4 of the way. Yeah, I would say about 2/4 of the way through my 6th book. So we need to finish this, another book, and another book to be on top of it. Plus, I want to get a decent portion of the way through another book. So let's just go over the reading plans for today, and then we will kind of get into the rest of the video, I guess. So first, we have Fearless by Lauren Roberts. This is the really pretty UK Waterstones edition, and I love it. This is definitely my favorite looking book in the series. So at this point, we started at about page 180 this morning. I have read 30 pages, so not too much to write home about yet, but I do plan on hopefully finishing this today. I know that I kind of mentioned in my last vlog about An Heir Comes to Rise. I think I said I was going to start that, which I'm now realizing I did not end up updating the vlog about that. I'm gonna put a pause on that for now. I am still gonna read it. I just don't know when. I was like a chapter through. I need to find my actual book so that I can figure out like how exactly far through I got yesterday so I can count those towards my pages read, because we are going to be tallying up every single page that I read this month. So that's gonna be fun. But obviously, like I said, we are starting with Fearless. This is the 3rd book in the Powerless trilogy, if you've never heard of it. Powerless follows our main character, Peyton, and she is an ordinary in a world full of elites, which puts a very hefty death fine on her head. But she has been able to kind of fake her way through the world and pretend to be psychic. But her world might come crumbling down when she catches sight of the prince and kind of saves his life and gets thrown into this whirlwind of competitions at the castle. People may be able to figure out that maybe she is not the elite that she has always claimed to be. So we've kind of had an up and down with this series. I liked Powerless enough. Obviously, like, I ended up really liking it. I think I rated it 4 stars, and then I read Powerful, which was like a 3.75 star. I'm just really bitter about how that whole book ended, so that's the only reason that's not 4 star, because I would argue that that is better written than Powerless, but I digress. Then we read Reckless in last week's vlog. If you're interested in my thoughts on that, I rated that one a 3.75 as well. But this one, I really like this one. Like I said, I'm about 2/4 of the way through. Did I already tell you I'm on page 212? Yeah, I'm really liking it so far. I'm excited to see where this goes. I will say there was a little bit of an aspect of this book that I was worried about going into it, because I know that some people call it kind of a rinse and repeat of maybe some things that happened in book 1, but I don't feel that way at all, actually. That's kind of why I was gonna actually like DNF the series and not read this when I found that out. There's also kind of like a decent sized plot reveal situation that happens in this book in particular that I was spoiled for, unfortunately, but I don't understand how this was a shock to people. It is very heavily laid out, and maybe it's only because I know what's happening, but I feel like it's like pretty obvious. I know that I'm being vague, but this is the 3rd book in a very beloved series, and maybe you haven't gone to it and you really want to. So my goal is to finish Fearless and Fearful definitely today. I would really like to finish them both. I don't really know when, but I'd really like to finish them both today. And then we are also going to try to attempt to finish House of Hearts by Skylar Arn. So I am about 49 pages into this, and if you haven't seen my other vlog, basically this follows our main character named Violet. I should have remembered that. But Violet is kind of on this mission of revenge of sorts. She was recently accepted into this very prestigious high school for her last year of high school, but the only reason she was accepted into it is because there was a spot that opened up from her best friend who unfortunately passed away. However, what was once ruled as like an accidental death has turned into an accidental suicide death, if you will. So Violet is going there because she is convinced that her friend obviously did not self-inflict this onto herself. She was pushed by the headmistress's son himself. So she's going there to try to figure out what is going on. She knows that it has something to do with this elusive secret society, but she's not really exactly sure how they kind of mesh together. But I am very intrigued to continue on with this. I love this cover. It's beautiful. So I'm excited to get back into this. I feel like, I know that I just said like a bunch of reading plans, and I feel like that's going to take me at least 8 hours today, at least. So that's a little intimidating, but we will get through it always. I don't know. I'm also probably going to start another book today if I can get all 3 of those finished, because I realized while editing my TBR video that is already up. If you guys are interested, I will link it down below as well. But my silly self put 2 500+ page books on there, 1 600+ page book, and then one, I mean, it's like 700 pages, you guys. It's 698 pages. Actually, I think I have the culprit right here. The Beauty of Darkness. Let's just see how, oh, it has a bigger page count. It's 679 pages. So it has a bigger page count on like Goodreads, but goodness, I was not expecting to like watch my TBR video back and be like, oh, 500 page book, 600 page book, almost 700 page book. Like, that's crazy to me. So I really need to get a move on, because if I'm going to read 30 books this month, I feel like I should at least try to read the 9 books I set up for myself. I will say I've read 7 books. Yeah, 7 books. So I've read 2 of the 7 already. The other ones, I only have 2 of the other ones out here, I believe. These are 2 of the other ones, obviously. And then we can kind of go over the rest if you guys are interested. I don't know. Maybe I'll just show you a stack instead of like going over them, but I really should try to at least get through like the good vast majority of them. I feel like that is only fair, so we will work on it. And then obviously we still have my hopefuls. I have the couple big books that I wanted to read, such as this one and The Courting of Bristol Keats, which is over on my couch. And then we have my stack of hopefuls. It does not include this part of the stack, but it does include these books. So, oh, and this book. Not necessarily hopefuls, but I went shopping on my bookshelf the other day and I found these and I kind of pulled them off and I was like, okay, these kind of sound like maybe what I'm in the mood for. I do think that after I kind of finish all the, I don't know, is this like contemporary? It won't tell me what. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I think that I will want a little bit more of a mundane situation after I read the 3 books or finish them. So I don't know what I might choose. Maybe I will choose this. I don't know, but we'll get into that later. I do need to try to get as ahead of the curve as I can, because I think especially on Thursday and Friday, probably on Tuesday as well, it is going to be really hard to finish books because I'm working all day those days. So we kind of need to figure that out. I don't know. I might pull one of my Hail Marys and read a graphic novel or a manga today, just so I can kind of get ahead of the curve a little bit, because I am slightly worried that the rest of this month is not going to go as well as the first week, because obviously the first week of the month I didn't have to work. Actually, it's not obvious to you guys because you probably didn't know that, but I did not have to work the first week of the month because everybody was out of town. No one could watch my daughters. So I am nervous, but you and me, we're all gonna get through this together. So I'm gonna go. I do need to rough cut at least the rest of my vlog from yesterday. That is the goal. That is like the main situation that I want to get done today. Anyway, thank you all for sitting through this really long-winded intro. I apologize. Let's just get into the rest of the video now. I'm gonna go rough cut some of the video from last week that I filmed, and yeah, we're gonna get through this together, besties. I promise. At least I hope that I can promise that, because I'm really nervous, to be honest, but we're gonna get it done. Hi besties, what's up? So it is a little bit past 1 and I am not going to lie to you. I have barely read anything today. I don't remember exactly where I am in Fearless. Actually, I did read a little bit more after we talked, and like I said, it's 1. I haven't even finished a book. At the time that I talked to you, I thought that I would have at least finished Fearless by now and been part of the way through Fearful. I am not, and I don't know what to do. Like, I want to keep reading it. I'm really enjoying it. In fact, the scene that I just read was phenomenal. And I'm really loving the book, actually. Like, I'm so shocked too. And I'm really enjoying like the elements of this book that I wasn't really, like, I don't know how I could have been expecting it, but there is a POV that we get in this book that I would have never guessed that we were gonna get it. And it is adding so much like backstory to a lot of the characters. It is adding so much like layering of certain characters. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, it is it is really good, and it's making me so interested in this book. And I just like, where was this writing the whole series? Because it would have been a 5-star series had the other books been up to this book. I'm gonna be honest, it is really good. So tell me why I can't binge read it. Like, tell me why. Because it's not even the fact that I don't want it to be over, because it's not that big of a deal to me. Like, I'm now like more attached to these characters than I was before. In fact, there were a couple times in the last couple chapters that I literally like almost started tearing up. I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? All this being said, I'm gonna start another book. I know. But Katie Wismer is a comfort author for me. I love all of her books. I think that this is probably a good move. It won't take me too long. I'm hoping I can sink into it and fly through it like I do with all of her books. Okay, and with that being said, we're gonna get into it. Gonna go hopefully sort her out. I've had enough, so I just like, I'm kind of feeling like a failure today. It's fine. We're just gonna continue on. It's gonna be fine. So yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna say something crazy. I really want to start a reread of Throne of Glass. That's what I've been thinking about, but I want to take my time if I do a reread of those, and I wonder like maybe I can just do that in December. I also need to start working on Bookmas. I know that that's still so far away. We haven't even hit October or November, but I do probably need to start thinking about that as well. So it's just, I feel like I'm like struggling a little bit, but I'll get through this as I always do. So back to good old reliable. I'm so sorry about this. I'm also sorry about like the lack of footage, because there's footage that I want to get, but the saga of the lost camera continues is all I'm gonna say. I've looked so hard for that. I think it's I don't even know. I wonder if it's behind some of my books on my bookshelf. I literally don't know, and it's driving me nuts, but it is what it is. So I did do what I said I was going to do, and fortunately I think it was the right call. So Tell Me It's Right, or Tell Me It's Wrong, sorry. Tell Me It's Right is the first book, but anyway, Tell Me It's Wrong follows Christine, and I'm gonna be honest, while I was having my little mental breakdown, I was kind of blacked out. I don't really remember what I was saying. Not blacked out in like a dangerous way, just blacked out in like a, I don't know. I was dissociated. Maybe that's the better word, but I was a little bit dissociated when I was updating you earlier. So let's just get into the synopsis again. This book follows Christine, and she is recently divorced and a single mother. She is recently divorced actually from a very powerful and affluent man and family in this town, and she has recently become a billionaire because of the settlement. However, even though the money is great and she's really relieved. Oh, that's just a shadow. Okay, sorry. Even though she's a little bit relieved about that, she's also really sad because this isn't the life that she really wanted for herself. She married for money and she thought that it would work out, but unfortunately the man that she married is just a little bit of a douchebag and he did not deserve her. So thus her going to a bar that he does not own to swallow her sorrows, basically. That is where she meets Fletcher, our main male character, and he is just, you know, kind of floating through life. He's really successful. He has a really great relationship with his parents. Like, he's doing great. And when he sees Christine walk in from across the bar, he's like, that is the most beautiful woman I have ever seen. How have I never laid eyes on her? She's perfect. And they kind of form this friendship because every time she needs saving, he's the one to save her. It's not a damsel in distress type of thing. It is, she has been everything for everybody for so long and hasn't accepted help. So he's here and he's helping her and taking some of the burden off because she's obviously struggling because of the divorce from a man that was like literally twice her age pretty much. People really look down on her in this little town, and she's kind of lost like all of her friends because they were really just friends of like convenience, basically. It wasn't like they were best friends ride or die until she got divorced. It was, you know, they were just in the same places essentially. So her and Fletcher are obviously like very attracted to each other, and they kind of have this one night stand of sorts. And then she quickly finds out that not only, you know, he's 23 years old, so not only is he 9 years younger than her, but this is the real kicker, he is actually one of her ex-husband's stepson's best friends. So that just really throws a huge spanner in the works as far as like how far she wanted to go with him. And really, if we're being honest, she didn't want to go that far with him in the beginning anyway, but this is really just cemented that she just needs to stay far away from him because the gossipers of the town, like, once they get their hands on this story, she will be like the talk of the town, as if she's not already. And yeah, so far I'm really liking this. I will say, like, it is very, like, heavy already. Like, there is definitely some, like, childhood trauma that we are exploring with both characters. Luckily, Fletcher is kind of in a place where he is, like, in a very happy relationship with the parents he has now, but I believe he was adopted. I'm assuming he was. And then Christine, actually, like, got married to this wealthy man because that is all her mom ever wanted for her, but I don't believe she has any contact with her mom anymore. So I'm intrigued to see if we will get, like, a resolution with that, because I know that in books, we, like, at least me, I always want all the characters to have a resolution by the end of the book, but I do understand that, like, human relationships are a lot more, like, difficult and like, deeper than that, so you don't always get the satisfying part of everybody being okay at the end. So I don't know, I'm very intrigued. I'm just really intrigued to see where this is gonna go. I also wanted to show you guys my bookmark because I love it. I don't remember who I saw with a bookmark similar to this, but I knew that I wanted it, so I found one on Etsy. Can you guys really see that? I think Reasons Why I Wasn't a Beauty Guru, number 763. Am I right? There we go. I love this bookmark so much, and I love the little tassel. I think it's so cute. So yeah, we are just gonna continue on with that. I think I updated you guys on Fearless. I'm just gonna take a little bit of a break from that book, like, not like I'm not DNFing it or anything. Like I said, I'm really enjoying it, but I guess I could tell you where exactly I am. Let me get the chapter for you guys. I will be right back. Alrighty, I have the updated page number for you guys. I'm on chapter 37, page 284. So I have read like 100 pages. I know 100 pages in this book does not look like a lot, but I'm actually a lot further in the book than I thought I was. Oh my gosh, sorry, there's a piece of tape that somehow managed to get on my floor and get stuck on my feet. Anyway, so like I said, I just like this is going by, I mean, quicker than I thought, to be honest. And it's not that I'm not liking this book, I'm really liking it. I just think that I maybe needed to change the pace from like fantasy and like darker books. I don't really know. I feel like I've read like a lot of like emotionally tolling books, or at least one emotionally tolling book at the beginning of this readathon. So it's probably a thing that I'm getting to this. I've been dying to read it. I don't remember when it came out. I know it came out this year, but oh, it doesn't say. Oh, April 2025. So I know this came out in April. I've been meaning to read it since then, but I'm glad that I waited until now. I feel like this is the perfect time for this book. So I'm really happy with what I've been reading. Luckily she's asleep. I am so relieved that she's asleep. I was gonna maybe take a nap with her, but I think I just need a little bit of time to myself, a little bit of quiet time listening to an audiobook and editing. Again, I love her so much. I know that like it's just gonna be hard with a toddler. I understand that. So it's, you know, it's nothing that I haven't been through before, but sometimes there are days in motherhood that it's just like everything feels way too heavy, and that's kind of where I was getting. But she's asleep. I can take a deep breath. I needed to find some ibuprofen because I like have a headache. I've been crying so much today. It's honestly asinine at this point. But I'm not gonna cry again, so we're gonna stop talking about it. So yeah, I'm gonna go and continue editing this week's vlog. I'm really hoping I can get it up. I've also kind of been editing, like rough cutting this video as I go, so hopefully we can do that as well. I want to keep up on this because I feel like this kind of situation that we're doing right now does have an expiration date. Like as soon as I post the first video of this series, the videos need to come out like at least every other week, if not every week following that. So that is the goal. Cross our fingers. I just hate rough cutting so much. Sometimes it is just so tedious. It's very satisfying though. Let me tell you, week one of this video had an hour and 55 minutes of raw footage. Insanity. It's not the longest raw footage that I've ever had though, luckily. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna go take some medicine, just decompress, drink my water, eat my ice cream. We're gonna feel better. It's all gonna be okay. Oh, also, I know it's a different pink shirt, but my other pink shirt literally got ice cream all over it. The ice cream exploded on me, so that's great. But I'm gonna let you guys go. Gonna be productive. Hopefully, I'm kind of wondering if I can finish this before she wakes up. I'm probably gonna be pretty close to finishing it, but maybe I will update you guys at like, I don't know. I'm like a little over a quarter of the way in, so maybe I'll update you guys around page like 300, 250 maybe. I don't know. We'll just see. We'll see. Hi besties, what's up? We are going to make this like lickety split quick. Hey, you little dingy. Well, why did you lock yourself in there? You don't know? I know you want to go, but you don't even have any clothes on, dude. Let me paint a picture for you. My 1-year-old in a diaper on the other side of her baby gate. Pulling on the gate. She wants to go bye-bye, but alas, I told her we can't leave without her at least putting her dress on, and she's not convinced that I'm correct. So we'll try to make this quick. So tell me it's wrong. I already pitched this to you. This book was so phenomenal. I tried to free her from her confines and she shut the gate in my face. So I really ended up enjoying this book. It was very interesting. I wasn't expecting, like, I don't know, there's a plot twist. I wasn't expecting it. I'm also like really enjoying the fact that this book does not have a third act breakup. It has like a little conflict, but like it's like a plot conflict and not like a relationship conflict, if that makes sense. And yeah, I loved this book so much. I was kind of nervous because I have only heard like one other like booktuber talk about it, and she said that she really loved the first book, but then this one was like she liked it but she didn't love it just because of the some of the tropes that were in here, which is totally fine, but I loved it. Like I said, age gap, she's the older one, he's the younger one. She's a single mother. Like it gives soulmates. It gives soulmates. I loved this book so much, and the way that Fletcher talked about her this whole book just made me swoon so hard. So I'm really glad that I picked this up. I literally barely even stopped to take a breath while I was reading this. Like I think I maybe stopped and watched like a single YouTube video, and then I was like, oh, gotta get back to it. What am I thinking? So this was the right pick. We are now 6 books down, and I am still, is it the 7th today? 8th today? It's the 8th today. Hey Siri, you guys, yeah, I'm looking for my phone. You guys are my phone. So we need to lock in and pick something else to read. I am so sorry to this book. I promise I will get back to her, but I need to just kind of, and this book, because I do want to get back to this book, but I'm not like fully ready to be back in the powerless world right now. So I just got all of the audiobooks for all of this series, the Don't Let Me series by Kelsey Ray, off of her website. This is like a subtle plug, but if you go to most indie authors' websites that have all their books on audio and ebook and stuff that aren't on KU, a lot of them will sell like discounted bundles of their books on their websites. And if you do that, I believe that all the money goes directly to the author. Amazon doesn't get a cut, or whatever audiobook service you use does not get a cut. It all goes to the authors. So that is something. I got all 5 audiobooks plus a free ebook for $37. And I mean, I'm trying to think like what goes 30, like let's just say $36. 36 divided by 5. Actually, let's do 40 divided by 5. That's $8. So that's less than $8 per audiobook. So just a thought, if that is something you guys are interested in, and that is what I would recommend. But I have decided to read this on my way to my mom's house. I think I'm going to also start my read of The Veiled Kingdom on my Kindle. I'm really in the mood to read something with my eyeballs. I feel like I really haven't like done that at all this readathon. Not that I haven't like, I know that I've like immersion read and stuff, but I don't know, I'm just really in the mood to sit down and like eyeball read for a little while. So that is what we are going to do tonight. I know it may not be like the best plan, but I do think I can finish this pretty fast. And then after I get kind of this romance bug off of me, I will get back into these. And I know as soon as I finish this, I will want to read the novella. So I think that is all I have to update you on. I cannot recommend this series enough, the Sweet Spire series. If you have not read this book or tell me it's right, please do yourself a favor and go pick it up. I don't know if a lot of you are romantasy besties, but if you are romantasy besties and not necessarily romance besties, go pick up the Marionettes. I think that a lot of people don't like the first book necessarily. I don't know. It's like a mixed bag. The second book, perfection. I really loved the third book as well. But Wicked Souls, when I tell you guys, that book is so good. Not spawned by any of these authors. I just really, like, I love this. And I love that you can support indie authors directly using their website, is all this is. So we are going to get a move on. Like I said, I'm going to read Don't Let Me Go. I might also immersion read this too. I don't know. I haven't decided. I don't know. I'm trying to decide what to do because I also want to continue rough cutting my video. I am now 45 minutes in. Oh my gosh, that video is going to take me hours to rough cut. I started rough cutting this video this morning, so hopefully at least it won't take me like 5 hours, but like I feel like I've been working on it on and off all day today, and I'm not even halfway done. Am I halfway done actually? No, because I still haven't. So I have an hour and 40 minutes of raw footage now, and I've cut out let's assume that it was only an hour and 55 minutes. I have cut out 15 minutes of silence. That is insane to me. That is insane to me. I can't believe that I paused that much. I really can't, or say that many ums, but I do. I really do. So, there it is. There it is. Sorry. So I might is the keyword here, take over my laptop and kind of work on it again, or I might just take a break, because this is the problem. I get into an editing groove, I get the serotonin of finishing a short video, and then all of a sudden I have 2 hours of raw footage to edit and I am beside myself, basically is what's going on. So, I don't know, should I take my laptop? I want to post this video this week, so I probably should, but I do have all of Wednesday. I don't know, I was hoping all my rough cuts would be done today, to be honest, but I still have an hour, or I have like 55 minutes, I guess, but that is so long. That is so long. I don't know. I'll work on it when I get home. I think when we're laying in bed, I'll work on it then. I so desperately just want to hit 200 subscribers this year, and I think that I can do it if I start posting regularly, and it's sad, but I need to motivate myself to do that, because I literally just cleaned that, it's fine. I have the self-motivation of, I don't know, what's a really lazy animal that has no motivation? Like, I don't have very good self-motivation, but seeing my channel grow, and like, obviously views don't necessarily matter, but seeing the views on my videos and like seeing people like the videos is like making me motivated to want to continue editing and posting. It's just hard to get in that mindset. So, I don't know. We're gonna see. I'll take my laptop just in case, but I might not pull it out at all. Who knows? I might read this. I might not. I'm hoping that this is a fast read and that I won't want to put it down, but we'll see. I wish I could, I mean, I probably could read this with my eyeballs. I wish I would have read the first one with my eyeballs, because I don't know that I really like connected to the book through audiobook. That's not true. I liked that audiobook up until like the last couple chapters, and then there was something happened and I was like, I just don't feel like you're in a serious enough relationship for that to happen. It wasn't like a marriage, I don't think, if I remember correctly. It was just something else entirely. So we have been yapping long enough though. I'm gonna end up with another 17 million hours of raw footage if I don't shut up. So I'm gonna let you guys go, and I will definitely talk to you at least tomorrow morning. I don't know about tonight, but I will talk to you tomorrow morning with some updates. Hopefully I can read a little bit of this and a little bit of the Veiled Kingdom. But the only way we're gonna get through this is if I like go with my gut. I mean, my gut has not led me astray this far, so we're just gonna keep rolling with the punches. So, hi, what's up? It is the next day. It is Tuesday today, and I have some really good reading updates. So obviously I finished Tell Me It's Wrong, but I also read pretty much in one sitting Don't Let Me Go by Elsie Ray, and it was so good. It was so good. So if you do not know, this book follows Theo and Blakely, and Blakely is the main character of the first book's little sister, and Theo is his best friend, and she's always fought this attraction towards Theo, and at the beginning of the book they kind of have a run-in with each other where they kiss, but Theo acts like it doesn't, like, I don't know, affect him in any way. So fast forward 2 months later, and he is still kind of being a little bit of a jerk. He's still being a little bit overprotective, which is not how she sees it, obviously, but that is what he is doing. He's being overprotective, and it just kind of goes from there. I really liked this, I will say. If you don't like the not like other girls trope, I wouldn't recommend this. I don't think it was like horrible, but I do think at the beginning of the book she was a little insufferable with it, and then it got better. I will also say there's betting on virginity in here. If you don't like that, I wouldn't read this. I mean, the character was fine with it. At the end of the day, she was fine. But yeah, I really like this. I actually rated it 4.5 stars, which is crazy. If you would have told me after the first book that I would have really liked this, I would have been like, what? But I'm really glad that I read this. This was like the perfect situation for me to be in, was to read these two contemporary books, because now I'm ready to go back into Fearless. I'm ready to go back into Fearless. I also wanted to, before we get into like my other reading plans, because now I have like 4 more books that I'm adding to the pile. Once You're Mine by Morgan Bridges. I read this in my full moon readathon, and I didn't like it, and I could not find it. Found it. It was literally sitting on my bookshelf. I don't know how I missed it, but I did. So on haul pile. Glad that I found that. But I have now added the 3 other books on the series, on the Don't Let Me series, on to my TBR. So we have Don't Let Me Break. Then we have Let Me Love You. I don't know where that book is right now. I literally saw it the other day, so it's a whole thing. I'm just a wreck, basically. But we have that one. But before I read that one, I want to reread Don't Let Me Fall. I always wanted to give Don't Let Me Fall another try. I will say, like, now that I know that I don't love the ending, I don't know, I just thought it was silly, but I'm intrigued to go back into this one because I feel like I'm gonna need the context for the next book, or Let Me Love You. So, and it would be nice because the cameos, I mean, they're all friends, so like the cameos though are pretty heavy-handed, so it's been fun. Then we have Don't Let Me Down, and I believe this is the last book, and this fall. I wish it would tell me the girl's name. Oh, interesting, that's fun. I was trying to figure out who the next books were about, but it doesn't say the female main character's name in any of the synopses on Goodreads, which I was like, why? But it doesn't matter. So we are now at we finished book 7. I'm working on finishing book 8 now. We're gonna go back into the room. I'm gonna work on editing again. I'm gonna hop back in to Fearless, as I said, and I'm gonna read that, and then I'm gonna read probably Fearful, and then I will read House of Hearts. I think that is the plan. I don't think I'm gonna get to all 3 today, but the goal for the next 2 days in specifics is, if I can, I would like to get so far ahead that I don't really have to stress about like necessarily like Thursday and Friday. I like to be able to read one book in between them, because I know like I have to work all day, and I don't think that I'm gonna be able to finish like a whole book each day, if that makes sense. So we're gonna just kind of have to see how it goes. I really want to get ahead of schedule on the weekend too. We're gonna have to see how that goes, but I'm gonna go. We're gonna keep editing. I know that at one point or another, probably tomorrow afternoon, I do need to film a video, so that's gonna take a little bit of time, but that's not a big deal. If Oakley takes a nap, like before I have to go to work today, I will probably hurry and film a video then as well. I don't know. I'm kind of toying with the idea of bringing wrap-ups back to my channel, but like I kind of also don't want to. I don't know. I say that as I'm gonna read like 30 books this month, or I'm gonna attempt to, so. But I am really proud of myself because for the most part I've read novels. Not that there's anything wrong with like reading graphic novels or manga or anything, but I am pretty happy that I'm getting so many books off of my TBR because there's only 1 book that wasn't on my TBR that I'm gonna read. Obviously we're gonna get to 2 with Fearful, and then 3 with this, but we are still like far outweighing oh my gosh, The Hobbit that I've been looking for, that whole last vlog, it's literally right next to me too. I am gonna go crazy. I literally looked through all my piles and I couldn't find anything. Anyway, enough rambling. I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna finish out Fearless, and so I keep giving you the wrong, is it Fearless? Yeah, never mind, scratch that. I keep getting all the names mixed up because they're so similar. But anyway, we are gonna go. We're gonna finish Fearless and read Fearful probably right after that. I kind of want to just get the series done, and I'm much more excited to go into Fearless. I wish I would have like recognized that like maybe this weekend so that I could have at least read like 1 more book at least, but it's fine. We're doing great. I love you guys. I will see you in my next update. Hi besties, what's up? It is Wednesday today, so happy Wednesday. Okay, I do have some like good news and some not good news. So we'll start with the not good news first. I did not finish Fearful yesterday. I'm assuming that I talked to you guys about it, that I was planning on reading Fearless and Fearful yesterday. I only finished this, which we will get into, but yeah, I'm kind of bummed with myself. I only had 45 minutes of the audiobook left, and now I have like 40. I listened to a chapter, or finished a chapter last night before I went to bed, but I don't know. Yesterday was also not my day. I don't think this whole week is gonna be my week, to be quite frank with you. I don't feel very good, so yeah. On top of just my throat hurting and me sounding nasally, I just started my period a couple days ago, so I feel absolute garbage. So it just has not been my week. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been overly emotional for no reason. Well, I mean, obviously it's for a reason. My hormones are literally out the wazoo right now, but I don't know, I'm just feeling a lot of emotions right now. So let's talk about Fearless. I literally hate, like, can I be nitpicky really quickly? Why did we name all of the books the same thing? I know that Reckless and Fearless and Powerless are like 3 different things. Why did they all have to say less or like full at the end of them? Because that's really confusing me. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I don't know if I wrapped this book up for you guys yesterday. I don't think I did. So this book was so good. It was so good. It's making me want to reread the whole series. And we just saw in my last vlog that I did not love Reckless, but like, I don't know, this book was really good. I think I'm gonna settle on a 4.5 rating. I don't think it was quite a 5-star, but when I tell you that Lauren Roberts put her whole back into writing this book, I mean it. Like, it was so good. I really loved like all the extra things that we kind of got in this book that I wasn't expecting. Yeah, there we go. That really cool, like that really fun, I don't think I'd call it fun, but that POV that we got that I wasn't expecting, I really loved that. I'm really glad that we got that. And then obviously we have like, I don't know, I really loved this book. I think that maybe what didn't work with me with Reckless in particular is that we didn't have Kit, and I love Kit. I'm a Kit girly. I really love him. So the fact that we didn't have him in Reckless very much, I feel like, maybe I'm wrong. I feel like we probably had a Kit POV, but like seeing the trio all together just like made my heart so happy. I love Kit. I'm a Kit girly. Like, I don't know what else to say. I love him so much. I know everybody's a Kai girly. Not me. I do love Kai, but like, I don't know. I just loved Kit so much. So yeah, I will say it. This book made me cry. I was not expecting it, and even thinking about it right now is making me want to cry. So there were a lot of things that happened at the end of this book that I was not expecting. The fact that I didn't get spoiled for it is crazy. The epilogue really got me. Oh my gosh, I need to pull it together. I should not be crying. The fact that the Powerless trilogy is making me cry is crazy, because I was gonna DNF it after I could not get into Reckless. I was. And I'm so glad I didn't. I really loved this book. I really did. And like the ending, I hate it. And I know that I'm gonna hate the ending. I'm gonna really I know that I'm gonna have this reaction when I read the ending of the next novella, because I know what's gonna happen, and I don't want to know what's gonna happen. I'm so mad. Why did she have to do that to me? It feels like a personal attack. Like, imagine me saying this is the most well-crafted and well-written book you've ever written, and to do that to me is cruel. It's cruel, but I don't know. I understand what had to happen. But let me tell you, like, the plot twists in this book were crazy. I do mean this with my full chest. This book, I'm not saying that I would recommend you like read the whole series just to get to this book, because I do think that that's kind of silly. But like, this book made me so excited for whatever Lauren Roberts is going to put out in the future, because she really did her thing with this book. And I hate to admit it, but like, she was right. I read review, or like, not read reviews. I saw videos of her talking about Fearless, and how to her this was the best book that she's ever written. She's the most proud of this book, and I don't blame her. Just from like an author standpoint, I know that I haven't published anything, but like, just as a author standpoint, I wanted to see what she thought her best book was. I was really excited, and like, this was so good. It literally, you guys are gonna call me crazy, this is making me want to buy like a paperback set, because I'm not gonna annotate these. I want to buy a paperback set of the series, and I want to annotate those, which is crazy, because to go from Reckless to this is wild, because this, like, I know that a 4-star series may not seem like great to a lot of you, but like, the fact that this was able to bring that out is so good. And then obviously I started Fearful. I won't tell you who that follows. I feel like that might be a spoiler. I don't really know. But is it a spoiler? No. We follow. This is like, actually, I do think it is. So I'm not going to tell you who it follows, only simply because I feel like I can't go into that, actually. I'm going to end up spoiling something by accident. I really don't want to, but just know that I have like 40 minutes left of the audiobook, like I said, and I am really liking it. I'm hoping that it's going to give me comfort in this really big time of need, because I am like broken over Fearless. I'm broken over it, and I'm not gonna get over it. I don't think. It's like, I don't know. I just like, the way that I'm crying over Fearless is like crazy, because you guys, why did she do that to me? First Powerless, and now Fearless. Like, why did she do that to me? I am really glad I didn't DNF the series, because I was going to get rid of the books. I was gonna get rid of the books, and now I'm not going to. So I'm glad that I did that. I will say, like I said, I think I'm gonna buy the paperbacks. I'm gonna sit on it a little bit, because I probably need to sit on it, but like, it was so good. It was so good. I'm so glad I read it. Damn. This is like the worst, actually. I want to punch a wall. My feelings are gonna be hurt by this book. And like the epilogue, the freaking epilogue, why did she do that to me? I will say, like, I don't know, I read the bonus chapter at the end of this before I even got to this part, and so I was like, oh my gosh, T, what's gonna happen? I wish I wouldn't have done that, but like, I didn't mean to, but I accidentally like saw the last line and I was like, what? What's happening? This was sad. Like, I can't, there's a Throne of Glass book that this, like, the ending of that Throne of Glass book, I don't know which one it is because it's been so long since I've read them, but there is a Throne of Glass book where someone's eyes are like kind of open for the first time, and it broke my heart because I genuinely like believed this character, but then like you know, stuff still had to happen. If you're curious and you want to know, let me know and I will tell you down below, but just know that it definitely spoilers for that, and then definitely spoilers for whatever Throne of Glass book it is, but it kind of reminded me of parallels to that as far as that goes. I could fight Lauren Roberts over this. I really could. I can't believe I'm crying over Fearless. Oh my gosh. Okay. I need to get this out of my sight. I'm not okay. Let me just cover it up with my copious amounts of books that are out here. Okay. So after I finish Fearful, which I'm really excited to get back into, I don't know what I want to read next, because like part of me wants to go back to the Don't Let Me series. I know I keep blue balling you with the other book I'm in the middle of, House of Hearts. I'm so sorry. I know I keep saying that I'm gonna read it and then I don't, but I keep thinking about the Don't Let Me series, and like I've said a million times, like I'm gonna say a million times more, I do feel like I need to listen to my mind and my heart when it comes to like what I'm reading for this challenge, or else I'm not gonna get 30 books in 30 days done, and I'm still behind. Finishing this book will bring me up to date with yesterday, and then I still need to finish a 10th book, and then I'd like to finish an 11th book today, which sounds like a lot. However, like I said, I only have like 39, I think it's like 39, it's in between 39 and 40 minutes left of Fearful, so I don't think it's gonna be too difficult. I'm like, knock on wood. I think that Steven is actually gonna drag me to the gym today, so that's exciting. I know that I need to start going because I feel like crap. I won't get into it. It feels a little personal, but like sometimes when I'm watching my vlogs back and like I'm editing them, I don't like to look at my face. And my face, like this whole time, regardless of how I felt like below the neck or like below the chest or whatever, my face has never like been an issue for me necessarily, but like it's starting to get there a little bit. Like it's just like, because I've always had like chubby cheeks and that's never bothered me, but like it's the chin. It's the chin that bothers me. So I don't know. And my sister's getting married at the beginning of November, so even though I know I'm not gonna drop like 40 or 50 pounds before then, it would be nice to drop like 10 pounds. I feel like I could do that, so we're gonna have to figure that out. I also need to, I'm gonna make gumbo in my crock pot. Soup actually sounds so nice right now. I'm like craving soup really bad right now, but I need to make the roux for that, so I'm gonna do that as well. I think right now, like, I'm gonna try to do it so that I can like have it done when Oakley wakes up, so that I could just throw everything in the crock pot and just let it cook because I do love crock pot meals. I am one of those people. I do love them. This is also a book that I really want to read. I feel like I can't let it like sit on my TBR and fester for too long either, because I'm like excited about it. So I have this. This was a pre-order that got to me yesterday. I didn't even like get a notification that it got here, so that's crazy. So let's just it's so freaking pretty. Okay, so this is obviously People Watching by Hannah Bowman Young, and this cover is so fall. It is so fall. I'm so excited to read it. I'm not really sure what it's about, but I kind of want to go into not knowing much. Let's just see how long it is. It's like 330 pages. That's not bad at all. So, oh my gosh. We're gonna hold that thought. I need to blow my nose actually. 1 sec. I'm so sorry. All right, hopefully I sound a little bit better. I don't think I do. I think I sound like shit, to be quite frank with you, but it is what it is. We're gonna get through this. I don't even think I'd recognize my regular voice, because I sound so like gross to myself. But I think what I was saying is I'm gonna see if this is on Spotify and use some of my Spotify hours. Can I just like, I love Spotify. I've always loved Spotify. I think Spotify was actually like my first, what's the word? my first like membership that I ever paid for, like Spotify Premium was, and I love them, and I understand that they are not like an audiobook streaming service. They just did that like as a bonus, but like who decided 15 hours? That doesn't even get you 2 audiobooks, because they don't like, I may feel differently about it if they were to be like, okay, like if you listen to it at 2 times speed, we'll like half it. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how to explain it, but like if my audiobook is 15 hours and I'm listening to it at 2 times speed, why does that then count for my full 15 hours? Why does it not count for 7.5 of my hours? I wish they would like change that. There probably isn't a way to change it, and like I get why they do it, because I don't really know how like authors getting paid for us listening to books on Spotify works. I don't really know how that works, but I do really wish that they would at least like bump it up to like 20 or 25 hours. I feel like 25 hours is kind of like the sweet spot for me, at least. If they did that, I don't know if I would, but I would probably consider canceling my Audible subscription, because I do have Audible. I do love Audible, but I don't know. I don't like how they treat their authors, so that's some tea. But anyway, I'm gonna see if I can find this, how long the audiobook is. I really want to do some journaling. I feel like I'm so behind on my bullet journal, it's not even funny. And I feel like extremely bad, because I not only am like super behind on my 2025 journal, I have not finished my 2024 journal. And I don't even know if I had a 2023 journal, but I did really bad at that too. So yeah, I feel really bad. Like I'm so behind on it, and like there are so many spreads that I want to do for it, and it's just like a flop right now, to be honest. So we'll kind of see where the wind takes us. For some reason, I'm not feeling this when I start it after I read the last book in the Powerless trilogy, or the last book, like the last novella in that series. Then we'll kind of like go from there. I really want to read House of Hearts. I feel like I should. Like, I feel like for the most part I should at least try to read the non-book subscription boxes that I'm getting. Also, I could be wrong about this, but Steven asked me about the Red Queen series, and if you don't know the lore with the Red Queen series, I know that it's said that like the Powerless trilogy is like a carbon copy and like a plagiarized version. I'm not gonna speak on that. Like I think that Lauren Roberts was a 19-year-old kid who took a little bit too much inspiration from her favorite authors, and I don't think that that's like abnormal. Like, as much as we like to pretend that all of our books that we love are like completely unique and never been done before, that's not true. Even The Hunger Games is said to be like a ripoff or a plagiarized version of like Battle Royale. So like we just all need to chill. I don't exactly know what Victoria Aveyard says about the whole thing. I know that she has a whole podcast episode about it. I haven't been able to get to it, but we need to remember that Lauren Roberts was like, I think she actually started writing Powerless at 17, and obviously I haven't finished. I guess we should talk about the lore, and then we can kind of talk about it, but the lore with like how much I've read. So Red Queen, Red Queen, love that book so much. There's a plot twist in there that still gets me to this day, even though I know it's gonna happen. Even though I know, I am always gaslit into believing it's not gonna happen. I think I've read that book 3 times now. And then I did not like the second book. I don't remember what that's called. Did not really like it. It was literally 2 stars. So we go from like a 5-star favorite of all time to 2 stars. Wild. And then I read the third book, and that was 3 stars. And I kind of cut my losses at that point. I did buy like the paperbacks of the series at one point, like right when we moved into this place, but they funnily enough, actually, I had the same issues with those as I have with like the Twisted series, because I wanted to annotate at least the first book, but like these books are so small, and like they don't have any give. So I was like, you gotta be kidding me, like they sent me the wrong copies. Leave it to Amazon, I guess. But I ended up getting rid of them. And Steven actually asked me yesterday while I was at work, he's like, have you heard of the Red Queen series? And I was like, yeah, I have. Red Queen is one of my favorite books. And he was like, did you ever finish the series? And I was like, no. Like, what brings this up? Because like my husband, love him to death, he hates books, he hates them. So it's like, what brings this up? Like, especially Red Queen, I feel like that's kind of like, not like, it's like obviously popular, but I feel like of all the books I think he would hear about at his job, which is where he heard about it from, Red Queen isn't one that I would think he would hear about. But he said that there were a few girls that went to the store at lunch, which is interesting because it's a hardware store. I don't know why they went there. Anyway, I digress. They went there for lunch and they were talking about it, and I kind of think Steven is gonna buy it for me. I can't confirm or deny, obviously, but he, like, I was like, what brought up Red Queen? And he was like, you know, these two girls were talking about it at the store. I was interested. I'd never heard you talk about it. And I was like, yeah, I read the first one. I really loved it. Didn't really like the second or third ones too much, but I have wanted to give it a second try. He's like, how long ago did you read them? And I was like, honestly, like, I could be wrong, but I think that did I read them before we got married? I feel like I read the second and third books before we got married, or at least like the year that we got married. And I was like, but I wanted to give them a try because my reading tastes have changed, and I think I'd like them more the second go round. I don't know, I kind of hope he buys them for me. I don't think he will. It'd be cool if he did, but I don't think he will. Because he kept asking, like, but do you own them? And I was like, I don't own them. Because I got rid of my original hardcover set. I guess I was so mad at the second book. I really did not like that book. I guess I'm intrigued to see if I'd like it this time. I'm also intrigued to see, because of like all the stuff that we're getting in the second novella of the Powerless trilogy, I'm intrigued to see like if we get like I don't know. I'm intrigued to see if we're get a spin-off series following two characters. I'm not gonna like say any more than that, but anyways, the plagiarization. I do not know how much of this last book in particular was taken from like the Red Queen series, the Hunger Games. I don't know. Like, this is a very nuanced discussion, and I fear that me and my baby brain, who doesn't even remember characters' names after I finish books most of the time, I feel like maybe I don't have the nuanced brain to like talk about this. But I will say, like, we just need to remember the context of the situation before we go and pile hate onto Lauren Roberts, regardless of if we like the series or not. We need to remember she was a teenager. I believe she's a teenager when she published Powerless, and like, let's not get it twisted. You're gonna tell me that none of her editors, nobody on her publishing team has read Red Queen? I just don't believe that. Like, I don't believe that. But like, everybody's calling it a carbon copy. I don't think it is. Someone actually that I was watching said that like Red Queen is like a fantasy with a romance subplot, and then obviously like the Powerless trilogy is like a romance set in a fantasy world, and I agree with that. I don't think that the two are like comparable, because I think they're completely different. And again, I know they have similarities, I'm aware of that, so I don't know. I feel like I'm burying myself in a hole that I cannot dig myself out of after this, so sorry about that. That was distracting. But I better just shut my yap before I yap too much. Too close to the sun. I always yap too close to the sun. That's why my videos are so long, but probably need to be careful. I'm gonna get haters, but we all need to remember, say it with me, Red Queen came out before Powerless. Powerless was inspired by Red Queen. Lauren Roberts herself has said that her book was inspired by Red Queen. We need to remember that. I've heard that. Like, it's come out of the author's mouth. I've watched the video. We need to remember. Okay, I have officially yapped my last yap. I will let you guys go. I'm gonna sit down, finish Powerful. For hell's sakes, I cannot get these stupid book titles right. Gonna finish the second novella, and we will yap then. But what do I do? Do I, like, this honest question, should I read like 1 or 2 chapters of this and then 1 or 2 chapters of House of Heart and just go back and forth? Because then if I do that, the wheels are turning. Maybe I should do that. I don't know. I need to do something though, because I'm flopping so hard. And like, sorry, I keep yapping. But I still have these on my TBR for this month. And I still have Quicksilver. I know we already talked about this. Why did I do that to myself? I do not know, but I'm kind of wanting to start Quicksilver 2. I don't know. Now I'm officially gonna shut myself up. I will see you guys in my next update. I'm so sorry that I keep yapping. It's ridiculous. I love you. I love you. I love you. I will see you in my next update. No, I will not. I lied. You guys, I hit 200 subscribers yesterday. That is like, oh my gosh. Okay. No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep yapping. I forgot about it. I forgot that I was gonna mention it in my vlog. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. I love you guys so much. Like, it made my whole day. My original goal this year was to hit 250 subscribers, but I don't think that's really realistic at the moment. Like, at the rate that my channel is growing, I don't think it's realistic. However, my second goal was 200 subscribers. I was like, if I can just get out of I was like in a rut of like 160 to 170 subscribers, or like 170 to 180, like somewhere within those. And I could not get out of it because every time I'd get out of it, 4 people would unsubscribe or whatever. And then all of a sudden I mentioned my channel on a Discord, on Lachlan's Discord. I talk about Lachlan all the time. I love her and I love her videos, and I love her Discord community too. Like all the Discords that I'm a part of, I really like. But I mentioned it. I was like, I don't remember what I said, but I think I posted my video and in there, because I think it was like my readathon vlog or something. Someone asked for the link to my channel and I sent it. I got 15 subscribers from that. And I literally cried. And I didn't cry hitting 200 because I knew it was coming, because I hit 199 the other day. And honestly, then I went back to 198 and I was like, you know, dang it, it's okay. It'll happen eventually. Guys, you guys, thank you. I know that 200 subscribers, I know that I've said this probably in all my social media posts that I made, but like, I know 200 subscribers is like not even a drop in the bucket for some people, but like to me, it is huge. Again, like I know that I don't get anything for hitting 200 subscribers, but I do think I'm gonna do like a huge reread vlog at the beginning of next month. We're hitting 200 subscribers. That was always kind of like in the back of my mind, like, hey, I should reread my favorite books when I hit 200 subscribers. So we're gonna do that. Look forward to that next month, because I need to get books off of my physical TBR. So we're definitely gonna do a reread vlog next month. I'm gonna pick like 3 of my favorite books of all time. Maybe we can do an annotation vlog. I think that now that I know that this is happening, I should get working on my annotation vlog for Insatiable Bee Rivers. I'm also working on one for Twilight, and I was also gonna start one for Zodiac Academy. So if there's any of those that you want to see first, let me know. But I think that is a series that I'm willing to commit to now that I've hit 200 subscribers, is like rereading and annotating books. Obviously they will be spoiler filled vlogs, so just let me know. But you guys, I literally cannot thank you enough. I've been kind of like struggling a little bit, and I know that like it takes a lot of subscribers to like pay for itself and probably get me out of my job, but I really kind of like, I've been struggling for a while with the career path that I chose, because I don't feel like it's conducive to what I want to do, which is like ultimately, I don't think I've really ever talked about it here, but I want to become an author, like, or I want to become a published author is what I should say. I want to become a published author so bad. I've always wanted to for the past, like, I'm gonna say 20 years. I'm gonna say like at least 17. I feel like that's probably more of a reasonable thing. But I actually entered Reading Rainbow, the writing competition for like little kids, when I was really young, and I think ever since then I've wanted to be an author. And I know that, like, I don't know, if I was to do YouTube full-time, I do think I could write as well. I think that I could finally like sit down and write and publish a book. Obviously I don't have time to like write this month. I don't feel like I have time, but I am working on multiple books. I'm really excited about the 2 like main projects that I have in my head right now. I'm really excited for them. I think they're gonna be really good. I hope. Yeah, like I said, let me know what you guys want to see first. I'm also, should I tease something else? I don't think many people get this far into my vlogs, but I'm going to do a whole series reading H.D. Carlton's books and annotating them as well. I don't know where I want to start. There are 2 H.D. Carlton books. I don't know why I'm getting their names mixed up. That's silly of me. They're 2 of my favorite dark romance authors, but I want to do a vlog series where I read all of H.D. Carlton's books and I annotate them, and like they're spoiler filled vlogs. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know. But yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just like, my mind was blown. I hit 201 subscribers too, so I do feel like maybe it's a little bit safer for me to say it, because usually my subscriber count will like fluctuate 1 person any given day. So thank you all so much. Should I keep teasing vlogs? Should I keep teasing my vlog ideas? I feel like I should. The other book series that I wanted to do like a reread, or like a read and annotate with me, this series. I read Cinder last year and it was so phenomenal. I was actually gonna unhaul the book, but then I read it as a Hail Mary, and I was like, shut the front door. Are you serious? This book is so good. So I want to go back through. I want to annotate that. I also have Scarlet, so this one was not ruined. This one was ruined. So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna like figure out what tabs I was using, and we're gonna like retab and stuff. So if you guys are interested in any of those videos, this would take me months to complete. I'm not even gonna lie to you. How many books are there in the series? I think there are like 6 or 7, including like the novellas. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that would probably take me a year to complete. I would like to think it wouldn't, but I'm gonna assume it's gonna take me at least a month or 2 to annotate each of these books, the bigger ones. So let me know what you guys want to see first, because like my flabbers are gasted. I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful. Like I said, I know that it's not a lot to some people, but it's more than I ever envisioned for myself. So I love you all so much. Thank you so much. I'm just so excited. I think I should also maybe do like a little book haul unboxing video, but I don't think I should be spending copious amounts of money to do a book haul either. So thank you. I love you guys so much. I have now yapped my last yap. I will talk to you guys in a little while, hopefully with some reading updates. Hey besties, what's up? So as you guys saw, I finished Powerful. It actually finished me, but it's fine. I did end up ordering the Waterstones exclusive. I hope it actually comes. It keeps denying or declining my payment. I don't know. This always happens when I order on Waterstones, and I understand that they're like UK based and not US based and stuff like that, but it does get kind of frustrating. I had to like buy it separate from my Waterstones account that I have, but that's fine. So first, I won't cry. I'm not crying over a book this time. I feel like I've cried over a lot of books this month, but first, like what Steven got me. He got me a Coconut Rebel. I was gonna DoorDash one to me. Actually, I'm not going to now, obviously, because he brought me one, which was so nice of him. I really appreciate that. And then this shows up on the doorstep. I didn't even see it. I think I heard it get delivered, but I didn't, anyway, I was right. So I'm surprised it actually got here this fast, because usually like packages and stuff don't get here this fast, but look what he got me. Oh, I'm so excited to read this. Are these the same size? You know what? That's fine. I will say I got a box set. Like I said, I got a box set of it a couple years ago, and I feel like the paperbacks that I got were like cut off and all this stuff was wrong. Like, I don't know. So I sold it, but oh my gosh, they're so pretty. I'm so excited. Okay. I'm probably not going to read these this month because it's going to like require a bunch of rereading. Oh, these. Ooh. It's floppy. Okay, that's a relief. Sometimes. I'm really excited to read this. I'm excited to reread the rest of the series and see if I like it more than I did the first time, because I really liked this, really hated this, and then this one was fine, and then I never finished with War Storm and Broken Throne. So I'm excited to get to these, and they're gonna look so pretty on my shelves. The other thing with like the set that I had was that they did not match at all. Like this is what was like basically like what's like advertised, and then I got like a random red bug. Like it was kind of weird. So these are beautiful. This was so nice of him. Like he didn't have to do that. Man, that was so nice of him. I wondered, like I told you guys, but I didn't actually think he would. That was really nice of him. Okay, anyway, so obviously we have all of these now. So at least it's only adding one book to my physical TBR. That's not too bad. I'm really excited about this though. I'm intrigued to see what my thoughts are on like the similarities where I just finished the Powerless trilogy. I also may or may not have ordered the paperback of Powerless to annotate, because I'm not gonna annotate the special editions that just usually I'm not really that pressed about it, but I do know if one day I need the money that I can sell them and get a decent price for them. So I mean, and I'm not planning on doing that, by the way. Like I'm not planning on doing that, but in case I ever needed to, I'm not gonna annotate them or anything. I would definitely keep I would definitely keep Fearless though, and obviously I got Fearful. I'm very excited for that to get here. Like I said, hopefully it does. Waterstones never usually takes like my debit card, which is interesting. It's probably like a safety precaution, but they aren't even taking my credit card, which is weird. Which reminds me, I probably need to call and get that canceled, to be honest. But I will have a little treat for after my shower. I need to hurry and go shower. I feel gross. But first, let's talk about People Watching by Hannah Bowman Young. This book, I'm pretty sure is gonna make me cry too. Gee, what? I've cried over in this series so far. When the World Tips Over, cried over Fearless, Fearful. I think I'm gonna cry over this one too. So I am on page 105, chapter 10, and in this book we follow Prudence, or Prue, and our main character, Milo. And Prudence's world has kind of been tipped on its axis ever since her mom got diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, and it has slowly been getting worse and worse. And unfortunately, it's kind of getting to the point where even though Prudence doesn't mind it, she's been taking care of her mom and been putting her life on the back burner for as long as she can remember. Or for the past couple of years, I should say, not as long as she can remember, sorry. But at the beginning of this book, basically her dad comes to her with an ultimatum. We can either get your mom back to how she was so that you can go and enjoy your life, or he found this really great long care facility for her, for people with Alzheimer's, to hopefully help the transition. But yeah, at this point, like, it is really sad already. Like, there are some days that she doesn't even recognize her daughter. She thinks that her daughter is like her sister. It's really sad. And then obviously we have Milo, and he is kind of thrust into this small town because his brother and his sister-in-law live there, and they are about to have a baby. So he's going to help his brother not only open up the brewery, but I'm assuming he's going to help with the kids when his brother's wife eventually has a baby. So that's exciting too. I'm liking it so far. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. This is just a me thing. I'm aware of this, but I do hesitate saying that I like books before, like, I don't even know. I just like having the full story before I judge it, which is why I have such a hard time DNFing things. There are some exceptions to the rule, but I do think that, like, right now, this book is sitting at a 3-star, right? However, that's not what it's going to be at the end of the book. I have really high hopes for this book. I haven't heard anybody talk about it, obviously, because release day was yesterday, and it's, like, literally the next day. Fastest I'm ever going to read a newly released book. So we have that, and then I have good news. I thought I brought the book over here. Oh, here it is. I continued on with House of Hearts a little bit, not too terribly much, but I think I'm on chapter 7. Let me see. Oh no, I'm like exactly right here, I think. Okay, I'm on page 58. I'm a little bit into chapter 6, I believe. Yeah, like a page into chapter 6. I just kind of wanted to stop and update the vlog before I go and shower, because knowing my luck, the child is going to wake up while I'm showering. And I wanted to say thank you to Steven, because he really did need to do that. And I'm not gonna cry. But anyway, right now, where we are in the book, I don't think I've pitched it to you guys yet. Basically, we follow our main character, Violet, in this book, and she has recently gotten accepted into this very prestigious boarding school, if you will, for her last year of college. And the only reason that she decided to transfer there, or high school, sorry, her last year of high school, not college. And the only reason she decided to kind of transfer there, her last year of high school, is because the year prior, unfortunately, her best friend met her own untimely death, essentially. And it went from being an accidental death that no one really knew anything about to suddenly getting twisted that it was like a self-inflicted death, if you catch my drift. So Violet is going there to kind of figure out what's going on. She is also there seeking revenge because she believes that not only was her friend's murder covered up, but it was covered up because it was the headmistress at the school. I guess you could call her like the person in charge of it. It was her son that Violet believes killed her best friend. And I believe she's gonna there's a spider on my wall, one second. Well, besties, I really hope that worked, because every time I smudge a spider, its body magically vanishes. I will say something that's kind of crazy. We'll get back into House of Hearts. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Steven, my husband, deathly afraid of spiders. He always has been. We've been together for 7 years now, which is kind of crazy. But we've been together for 7 years, and he's been afraid of spiders, and I've been the big, strong man in the relationship, and I've killed all the spiders. But his arachnophobia has unfortunately kind of crossed its way from him to me, so now I'm afraid of spiders too. So usually when I see spiders, I scream in terror. You just witnessed a really brave moment of me squishing a spider, even though I don't even think I got it. I think he dropped behind the piano that we're sitting at, so that's cool. I originally stopped reading this book because I was reading this kind of alongside When the World Tips Over in the first vlog, and then When the World Tips Over emotionally devastated me. And because this is talking about grief, and because it's talking, you know, she's getting revenge, and she's eventually, I'm assuming, going to figure out what really happened to her best friend, I figured that this was going to be like a little bit of a hard hitter for me. But of course, like, I'm reading an Alzheimer's book, so like, I can't really make that excuse anymore, and I guess I haven't wrecked myself enough. Oh, what I was saying, I believe she's gonna make unlikely, she's gonna find an alliance with the school's player, Callum, and he is also the headmistress's son. So I also think that there's something more sinister going on at play, because it seems like him and his twin sister know who Violet is, but I don't think she knows that. I think it's just kind of like hinted at a little bit. So I'm intrigued to see how they know who she is, like what's going on there. I'm really excited for, like, I wouldn't call it enemies to lovers, but like that's kind of what it's set up as. Excited for the enemies to lovers in here. Very intrigued. And then obviously we're going to continue on with this. Really, I need to finish both of these today. I don't know how realistic that is, or I at least need to finish one actually today. I wanted to finish both, but I need to at least finish one, because I guess what I could do is I could finish one of these tomorrow as well, and then read a book on Friday. I don't think that's too unrealistic, but we'll see. We'll kind of see where the wind takes us. After I read this, after I finish these two books though, I really want to get back into the Don't Let Me series, because I keep looking at those books and I'm like, I really want to read them. I also need to start my bigger book that I'm going to read. I know that Quicksilver and The Beauty of Darkness were not originally on my want to read for the big book list, but if I want to finish my whole TBR this month, which I really do, I really need to start in on one of them. Obviously this one is also on my TBR, so that's not too bad. Also, actually, I was gonna say I might unhaul this because I have the really pretty like edition, but this one says it's signed. Where is it signed? Nobody knows. But I do love B.E. Schwab, so I don't mind having multiple editions of the books. Maybe I just, oh, there it is. I think her marker was dying a little bit, or it's just the, oh, no, it's just the feel of the page. Anyway, I need to figure out what one I want to start, though. I'm kind of leaning towards Quicksilver. I can't believe I put that book on there. That was like a random pick. I think I wanted to read it like before Brimstone comes out. If I'm not mistaken, it comes out in November. So I think I wanted to like read it and figure out how I felt about it then. But yeah, we will see. And then I don't know, I really want to start this one too, so we're just gonna have to figure out what I want to read. I think in between like every book I finish, maybe I should read like an hour and a half of or like read like a quarter of a bigger book, just so I have that duality. Because again, even though I feel like I've read like pretty average length books, I don't want it to feel like I'm only reading like 300-page books for this challenge, even though 30 books in 30 days is crazy enough as it is. Even if it's only 30 manga, like that's still a lot. So I don't want to like downplay my achievements or anything, but yeah. I'm trying to think of what else I have to update you guys on. I do want to get all the books together that I've read and put them somewhere. I don't know where I'm gonna put them though, because eventually it's gonna get to the point where it's too many books. I don't know. We will kind of figure that out as we go. And then obviously I actually have like a running tally of like all the books that I finished, every book on my TBR this month, and I can maybe put a picture of what it's looking like right now, where I just finished the 8th book. But yeah, I'm hoping that I can finish another one maybe before Oakley wakes up from her nap. But if I keep yapping, she's gonna be awake before I know it, and I won't even get to wash my hair. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna go shower, pray that I feel a little bit better after it. Sorry, I keep hearing something. I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna shower. We will kind of get back into it in a moment here with reading and stuff. I would like, oh, I'm sure it's just the wind. I have a very ominous feeling now, so I'm gonna go shower, try to shower whatever this feeling is off of me, and yeah, we're gonna just kind of go from there. Hopefully I can finish something before I go to my parents' house. That's kind of like the main goal, because I know that I'm gonna go there later and stuff. And then my reading, I don't know if I'll be able to read. I also really need to keep rough cutting my video. I wanted it to go up this week. The earliest, if it's gonna go up at all this week, is probably Saturday, which sucks because I don't have a Monday video. I don't have a video for next week, so I'm almost wondering if I just hold off and post the vlog next week. But I don't want to get behind. I guess technically speaking, I could probably just like film a video. I don't know when I could film it, but I guess I could try to come home early tomorrow night and get Oakley to sleep and then film a video. I need to sit down because I want to do a book tag, and it's going to take a little bit of prep to do that. I also need to catch up on rough cutting this video too, because I have at least 2 clips with 20 minutes worth of footage in them. So I'm gonna go. I'll see you guys in a minute. Hey besties, what's up? So it is a couple days later. It's actually Friday. I just got off of work. Actually, I just got home. I changed partially. I need to find some shorts to wear, but I have updates for you. So I believe it was on Wednesday night. Actually, I did end up finishing a book, which I didn't think I was going to, but I did. I ended up finishing House of Hearts. I'm sorry that I didn't give you like any thoughts halfway through. I will be honest, like, I don't know. I really don't even remember what we kind of learned halfway through, but I did continue to really enjoy this throughout the whole book, and I really ended up loving this book. It was so good. There were like horror elements in here a little bit that I wasn't expecting, so that was really fun to like kind of like witness and like read. It was really fun. I really love like the little romance that we got in here. It's really cute. Yeah, this book is so interesting. It's so interesting. If you are interested in it, you should really pick it up. I gave it 4.5 stars. Yeah, I really ended up loving it. The ending was so sad. There was something that like happened, and something was revealed to somebody, or something was revealed to someone, and I was so sad. It made me so sad. But that is another book ticked off. So I have officially read 10 books this month. I apologize about yesterday. I was gonna vlog, and then I'm not gonna lie to you guys, we all know what happened. Was it the 10th or the 9th or whatever? And I'm not gonna lie, like the 9th, it didn't really affect me, but the 10th, seeing everything all over social media affected me a little bit, my mental stability. Yeah, so I'm feeling a lot better. I'm gonna stay off of social media for the next few weeks. Which sucks. It sucks that my like enjoyment of the silly little apps that I have is kind of being ruined, but I don't know. And then there was kind of like a discussion last night, and I don't know. I'm just like feeling, it's just, I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to keep harping on about it. I feel bad for I feel bad for everybody that like had the worst day imaginable on the 9th and on the 10th. Sorry, it's the 12th today. It happened on the 10th. I don't know what I'm talking about. But my heart goes out to all those families that were affected by everything that happened. I know that there were a lot of really rough things that happened that day, and you know, it's really hard. So my heart goes out to the families, and just like it's rough. I don't want to trigger anybody. I'm already triggered enough as it is. I don't want to really trigger myself when I watch this back, because yeah, like I said, I'm probably gonna have to take a social media break for a little while, because people are posting the specific thing that I'm thinking of. They're posting all over social media, and I'm just like kind of, it's really getting to me. So yeah, anyway, let's go back to the books. I'm sorry, I don't usually like talk stuff like that on my channel. It's just like, it's been, yeah, I don't know. My gears have been turning in my brain, unfortunately. I usually like to keep those off, so. Anyway, people watching. I continued on with people watching last night. Unfortunately, I'm now 2 books behind. I'm only up to book 10. So this is book 11. It is obviously the 12th. We're behind. We'll get caught up. But I'm 135 pages in, and I am really liking this book. I think, like, I don't know. I'm ready to sink my teeth into it a little bit more. I feel like I kind of like with House of Hearts, I just need to like commit to it and start reading it a little bit more seriously, which I plan on doing. I plan on finishing this tonight, actually. I hope that's in my cards. That's what I really want to do. So we are gonna work on finishing the rest of this up tonight. I am going to my parents, so we'll kind of see how that works. I do also need to really think about like starting to like fully edit the first video in this vlog series, because it is still not, I haven't even started like the final edits, so that's great. I think I have like 20 minutes left of rough cutting. Hopefully I can finish that. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna work on this, and then I think I'm gonna read the next book in the Don't Let Me series. I think that's what I'm in the mood for. Obviously I will kind of tell you if something changes. I'm also getting a really exciting book in the mail. I don't know, I feel like I've gotten a lot of really exciting books in the mail, but I have a few more that are coming that I'm really excited about. So, I ordered A Flames and Fallacies today. I know it's not a new book, but it is a Kindle Unlimited book that I heard about, and I really liked it. Well, I was really liking what I read of it. Unfortunately, I had to softy and F it. It wasn't like intentional or anything. It just kind of happened as me softy and Fing and reading 20 books at once happens. So, as soon as that gets to me, I think I'm gonna try to continue on with that. So I'm gonna read this, the Nights Don't Let Me book, and then I don't know if I'm gonna like kind of start reading my bigger book that I have. I think I'm gonna start with the last book in the Remnant Chronicles. It's kind of what I'm I also really want to read Quicksilver, but I don't know. Maybe I'll try to read or start that this weekend too. I bet I could probably finish 2 bigger books this weekend if I wanted to try, but I also want to get as like far ahead Saturday through Monday as I can. Because, you know, I feel like the rest of the week, except for Wednesdays, are kind of a bust. And I really need to keep the morale up with this challenge, or else I'm going to keep being behind. And I don't want to get to the last day of the month and be like, oh my gosh, it's Tuesday, I have to work tonight, and I have no more time to read. So, we'll see. I'm so stuffed up. I'm so stuffed. Let's just pop some pills together. My back, my ankles, my feet hurt. Work has been really rough recently too. I'm having a really hard time wanting to go to work. I literally, like, I don't think this had anything to do with anything, but I kind of threw up on my way to work on Tuesday, and I was like, wonderful. So the anxiety begins, as they say. But we're going to continue on, and we're going to just kind of see where the wind takes us with reading. Like I have probably been saying, and as I will continue to say, is I'm going to keep listening to myself, listening to what I want to read, because that is the only way we're going to get through this challenge. So hopefully we can just get everything done. It needs to be done. I don't know. I don't know. I also have some really exciting, like, secondhand books that I ordered. One is one of Tessa Bailey's books. I read, just for the summer. It happened one summer. I read It Happened One Summer last year, and it was so good. I really loved it. I'm still thinking about it, actually, which is kind of crazy. I'm wondering if I need to up my rating to 5 stars, but I really loved it. So I did get the second book in that little duology situation, so I'll probably be reading that next as well. I think that's all I have to talk to you guys about right now. So I am gonna let you go, and I will talk to you in a little while with hopefully some really substantial reading updates, because that's kind of what we're needing. I am kind of worried that I won't be able to talk to you guys at all this weekend. I guess we're gonna kind of see what happens, because I don't really like to vlog in front of my husband. I don't know, or when he's home I don't really like to vlog, so I guess we'll see. But yeah, with all that being said, I will talk to you guys in a little while. Hi besties, what's up? It is Saturday, and it's Saturday morning, so I'm trying to talk a little bit quiet because the fam is still asleep in the bedroom. But I have some updates. So last night I actually ended up finishing People Watching by Hannah Bowman Young, and I really enjoyed it. I will say I'm kind of shocked by like all the top negative reviews of the book. I'm surprised that like the top review spots there aren't like at least 1 or 2 5 stars, but no, all of them are like 1 or 2 stars, which is crazy. I personally really enjoyed it. I really liked how the story progressed. I really liked the male main character and the female main character. I thought this book, I thought it was really good. I rated it 4 stars, I think. Gee, it was so late when I finished it, but I really ended up enjoying it. I thought it was really good. Do I wish it was my first Hannah Bowman Young book? Not necessarily. I wish I would have started somewhere else maybe, but you don't have to start anywhere else. It's just my preference, I think, but I really enjoyed it, so I'm glad that I read that. That is another book that I pre-ordered this month that is now off of my currently reading, which is awesome. Or my TBR, sorry. So after that, last night I started 2 more books. So let's start with Don't Let Me Break. So Don't Let Me Break follows Matt and Kate, and they meet under some really unfortunate circumstances. Kate is actually oh my gosh, what's it called when people have seizures? She has seizures. Anyway, she has seizures. Oh my gosh, narcoleptic? No, that's not. Epilepsy. There we go. I'm sorry, that was painful. Okay, so Kate suffers from epilepsy, and at the end of the last book, actually, she actually suffered a pretty bad episode when not only did she have a really bad night at work, but she did something that she knows triggers her seizures. So she ends up, all right, sorry, we're gonna restart this. I feel like I'm like all over the place this morning. My brain not fully there yet, but we follow Kate. And at the beginning of this book, Kate suffers from a really terrible seizure. I mean, all seizures are terrible, obviously, but she has had epilepsy since she was 8, but she's been able to kind of figure out what her triggers are and stay away from those. However, unfortunately, at the beginning of the book, after a really rough night at work, she goes and partakes in something that she knows have a tendency to cause her seizures to happen, and she does seize in front of all of her friends, and this big burly guy comes to her rescue named Mac, and he's actually a paramedic, which is crazy because that's what Steven is. But he's a paramedic, and he actually ends up going to the hospital. And after this, they kind of keep meeting up repeatedly, not on purpose, but by accident. So it's been really fun. to kind of like just see all the reactions. I will say, I'm very intrigued to see where this book goes, because it has been kind of like a sore spot in her whole life, is being epileptic, and then like unfortunately because of that, people just tend to leave because maybe they want kids, and because of her medication, she really shouldn't get pregnant. Because seizures are scary. I've seen someone have a seizure, not for the faint of heart. It, of course, terrible, traumatizing to the people who have to deal with it. It traumatized me. And yeah, so she's just had a really rough go of love. So hopefully everything goes well with this. So, yeah, like I said, I'm enjoying it so far. I'm intrigued to see where it continues to go. So we have that one. And then I also started The Beauty of Darkness. I believe I realized that this was like the longest book on my TBR this month. So I wanted to I wanted to start it, sink my teeth into it a little bit. I think I am 97 pages in, 98 pages in maybe. No, I'm 97 pages in, chapter 16. Obviously, where this is the third book in a series, I can't really like explain to you what's happening, what it's about. But in this series, we follow our main character, Leah, and she was betrothed to this prince. However, at the beginning of the book, she realizes, like, I can't go through with this marriage. I know that it'll disappoint my family. So she gets her best friend, and she and her essentially just go on the run, away from all of her responsibilities, away from being a princess, away from all of it. And she decides that she's just gonna live a mundane life. But what she doesn't know is that the prince that she left on the altar and an assassin that was paid to kill her so that she didn't go through with the marriage are both trying to follow her, and they're both trying to catch her first before the other one does. And we don't know who's who. And it is so interesting. Like, I really liked the first book. I will say the second book went downhill a little bit for me. And then I will also say I wish I didn't wait this long to read book 3. I feel like I probably could have done a reread of at least like the second book. I do remember like main plot points, I think, but the small details and stuff, I guess we'll see what happens. I'm really scared because I know another book creator mentioned this. I know that there's going to be something that happens, and I'm not going to go into details, but I know that there's going to be something that happens, and I don't want it to happen. I know it's going to, but I don't want it to, because I love what's happening right now. And I know it's all going to be ruined eventually. I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't know when, but I'm really concerned about it. So we're going to keep going back and forth between these two. I figured that maybe I would get like halfway through this book and read another pages of The Beauty of Darkness, so that I'm kind of getting through multiple books. I know that that may seem like tedious to a lot of you, but my thought process behind it is then I can like continue to read like the bigger books, obviously, that I need to read off of my TBR, but I can also break it up with smaller books so it's not like as tedious and has a time consuming. Seems like a stupid word to say, but there it is. So I will come back to you with halfway updates for this. And yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna keep chugging along with Beauty of Darkness. I'm hoping that I really like this. I have 2 copies of the paperbacks. It wasn't like, okay, it's kind of on purpose. So what happened was, obviously they have the copies of her next duology that's set in this universe. I can't remember the name of it, obviously, right now, but they have that. And it was in a box set for like $40 with these 3 books as well. And I was like, of course. And all the covers match. Obviously, these covers do not match the new books. And I was like, I want them to match. But these books are so floppy. I don't know. I was hoping it would be a 6-star series so I could just keep both of them and be like, it's justified. But I don't really know if it's justified. I guess we'll have to come back later and talk. But I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to try to get something cleaned in this living room before Steven wakes up in Oakley. I'm mostly worried about Oakley because she literally follows behind me and undoes whatever I do. So I was going to start a different book last night, actually. I was going to start Lucky Day by Chuck Tingle because that is in my Aardvark book box, and I was really excited to get to it. And the audiobook is only like $10 on Audible, and I was like, oh, that'd be perfect. And it didn't let me buy it. So we will be reading Lucky Day in this video. I don't know when or where or how, but I guess, like I said earlier, but we will be reading that as well. I'm really excited for that. So I think that's about it. So I will talk to you guys in a little bit with some more updates. Hopefully I won't be as out of it. I don't know. I don't feel very good this morning, actually, but we're gonna get through it. You guys, I'm back. I fear that my reading plans may be derailed a little bit because Look what I just got in the mail. It's so, oh my gosh, it is so pretty. A Treachery of Swans by A.B. Kornick. I am going to actually open it. Story behind this book. I actually bought it secondhand. Usually I have to buy all my special editions secondhand, because that's just how it is. But I've just heard so many good things about this, and I like the original cover, and if I like the book enough, I will get the original cover. But I really loved this cover, and I mean, I found this for such a good deal. I'm pretty sure the person was literally selling it for less than they paid for it with their box. So this is the Illumicrate exclusive, and like I said, I'm pretty sure that this person was selling it for less than they paid for it getting the box. So I was like, dang, I need this. It's a Swan Lake retelling. It's sapphic. Ooh, no, because that is fire. Look at this. Ooh, that is so pretty. Okay. I'm so excited to read this. Okay, actually, holy shizballs. Look how big those words are. You guys can't see it. They look really big to me. I wish, can this be like a standard size for like every single book? Because that'd be great. I fear that my reading plans are getting derailed as we speak. I want to read this book so bad. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to do it. I think I'm gonna have to pick this book up. I know. I just gave you a game plan. I know what I did. I'm gonna have to figure out what to do, because obviously I'm gonna have to clean, so I need an audiobook, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to look at prices, because I don't want to like spend a ton of money to buy an audiobook, but if I can get it for a decent price, maybe I will. So, and I would use Spotify hours, but I'm pretty certain I'm almost out of Spotify hours, because I listen to people watching on Spotify. So I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay. I probably need to read that. If I'm having this reaction to it, I need to read it. So I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna consume it while I'm cleaning, and I will get back to you guys soon-ish with, well, I say soonish. My husband is home today. I probably am not gonna update you at all for the rest of the day, most likely, until, oh, actually tonight he's going with the fire station to something. So maybe I'll be able to update you guys when he leaves, but we'll see. I'm so excited. Okay. Hi cuties, what's up? It is Monday. Ignore the toys behind me, so sorry. But I wanted to come on here and end out the vlog. I apologize that I wasn't able to sneak in any other updates this week, and I tried, but it wasn't happening. So I do have updates. I finished 2 more books, which brings our grand total up to 13 books. I'm still a book behind, and now like I have to finish today's book and yesterday's book, but it'll be fine. We'll get through it. It's not that big of a deal if I don't actually read 30 books in 30 days, but I really want to. So first, I finished Don't Let Me Break, which I am really glad that I read this. I feel like I have that same sentiment towards pretty much every book in the series that I've continued on with. I really liked this one. I will say I liked this one a little bit less than the second book. I rated this one 4 stars. Yeah, 4 stars. But I did enjoy it. I enjoyed the representation. I know that obviously epilepsy and seizures are a very like visual kind of like illness. I don't want to call it an illness, but like that's kind of what it is, right? But it also this book highlighted the mental and emotional impact that it can have, because even if she's not having seizures, it's kind of like an invisible illness of sorts, because obviously unless you've seen it firsthand, you probably don't know that she has seizures. I really liked Macklin, the love interest. I thought he was really great. He was really kind and caring and attentive, which is like really all you can ask for in a romance book. I really enjoyed his character. I enjoyed the interesting family dynamics between him and his ex-wife and his 2 girls. There was also like a little bit of age talk, because she's 25 and he's 35, so there's a little bit of a gap in between them, and that was fun. I really love all the snippets of characters that we're getting in this book. I just love how interconnected they are, to be honest, and I'm really glad I'm continuing on, because I definitely love the second book and I love this book. So glad that I read that, and that sorry, there is something wrong with me this morning. I slept like shit last night, if I'm being blunt with you. My back hurt. My child thought that it was playtime in the middle of the night. She's asleep now, so hopefully she sleeps in for a while, but I'm kind of struggling right now. So anyway, the next book I read was my reread of Don't Let Me Fall by Kelsey Ray. I did tell you guys that I was going to reread this right before Let Me Love You, because my impression was that Let Me Love You was going to follow Ash and what's his face? was gonna follow Ashlyn and Colt solely, but it seems like it's like a big smorgasbord of all the characters and all their POVs, which I'm kind of sorry, let me go get a drink of water. My throat is screaming at me. It's like, Makenzie, please. All right. I don't think my voice sounds any better, but I did drink some water, so we're just gonna deal with it. I'm still sick. I'm so annoyed. I thought I was feeling better, but I'm still kind of sick from the beginning of the month. It's been 2 weeks, but that's okay. So anyway, let's just restart over with Don't Let Me Fall. So sorry. But essentially I reread this because I was under the impression that the next book was going to follow Colt and Ashlyn, because there is something pretty like, controversial the Colt does in this book that is gonna kind of be brought up in the next book. I don't know if that's a spoiler, it probably is, but he's gonna have to deal with some of the demons of his past in the next book. So I was excited to reread this and see what I thought, because originally I did not really like this book. I gave it a 3-star. I think that was being a little bit generous back then. I think that I really wanted to give it like 2.5 or 2.75, but I rounded it up. But this time I'm happy to say that I did like it a little bit more. So if you don't know, this book follows Ashlyn and Colt. Sorry, let me just not shorten names that don't need to be shortened. Sorry. I need shock therapy, probably, actually. Me and my cousin were talking about it. She was going through a rough time, and I was like, gee, I think we both just need shock therapy. And she's like, I think so too. I don't know if that's a funny joke. It probably isn't. I know a couple people in my family got shock therapy back in the day. I don't know. Anyway, that's probably not a funny. Okay. Okay. I need to pull it together. I also really need to blow my nose. I'm so sorry. All right. Hopefully I can pull myself together a little bit. I blew my nose. This is like the 3rd time I'm restarting talking about this book, because I keep going off on side tangents, side quests, if you will, and my child is literally going to wake up if I don't hurry up. And it's a need, you guys, not a want, it's a need. I need to finish editing the vlog that's supposed to go up this week. It's supposed to go up like tomorrow or Wednesday. I don't care which day. It's supposed to go up. Okay. Makenzie, just pull it together. It'll be fine. Okay, so I told you guys, I believe, that I was going to reread Don't Let Me Fall after Don't Let Me Break, because I was under the impression that Let Me Love You was like Colt and Ashlyn's second book. And it's not quite that, actually. It's like a smorgasbord of like all the characters' POVs from what I've like surmised from Goodreads reviews. No, I will say I'm very like pleasantly surprised by my kind of experience with this book. So if you don't know, I read this last year, and I don't think I was vlogging when I read it, but I read it and I was so excited to read it. If you've seen any of Kelsey Ray's like ads for this on TikTok and stuff, it sounds so good. Basically, we follow Ashlyn and Colt, and Colt is kind of a rat. Let's just put it bluntly here. He is a rat, and he got transferred into the school after he got expelled from his other college. So just because of everything that has gone on in his life, because he blames himself for something that really was not his fault, but because he blames himself for something that he had no control over, he is kind of self-destructing. He doesn't play hockey anymore, which was one of the loves of his life. He does not try in school at all. He's like purposely, I wouldn't say like purposely failing, but like he is failing all of his classes because he's not trying in them, stuff like that. So one of Ashlyn's teachers decides to ask her, hey, will you please tutor Colt, or will you please tutor somebody? You can count it toward your teaching hours if you would like to, but he really needs somebody. And after she says yes, she finds out that he in fact wants her to tutor Colt, which is her boyfriend's roommate, who has been kind of messing with her mind ever since he moved in, because ever since he moved in and started talking to her and treating her the way he's been treating her, it has really made her question some things about her own relationship with her boyfriend Logan. So I will say, I'm happy to announce that the first time I read this, it was, I'm gonna be honest, the 3 was generous. The first time I read it, I really did not like this book the first time. I think I would have rated, like, I wanted to rate it 2.5 stars, but I did round it up to 3. However, I do think that the book is a 3.5 star. I really enjoyed it. Obviously, like, it went up like a whole star rating from what it should have been to what it is now, and I'm really happy that I reread it. Is it, like, this is definitely my least favorite in the series thus far, so I guess we'll see how it continues to go. I'm hoping I like Let Me Love You. I'm really concerned because the girlies don't like it for a specific reason, and I know what that reason is. I don't know. I feel like we finished a lot of really good books in this video. We finished Fearless and Fearful, both 4.5 stars. We finished Tell Me It's Wrong, which I believe was either 4.5 or 5 stars. We finished Don't Let Me Go, Don't Let Me Fall, Don't Let Me Break. That's only 6 books. I thought I read 7 or 8. You guys are probably screaming at me. I cannot remember the other books that we finished in this vlog, but it was a really good reading week. I will put the amount of pages that I read right here. I will say I'm still in the middle of the last book in the Remnant Chronicles. I just had it, but I don't know where I put it. But I'm still about 100 pages into that. I think going into the next reading vlog, I'm going to work on trying to finish a couple bigger books, because I did also kind of start Quicksilver. I'm kind of like in a weird limbo because I did start Let Me Love You. I'm not really sure what I want to read next, so we'll kind of see where the wind takes us next week. But thank you all so much for watching. I'm sure this is going to be a long one. I need to edit my vlog from last week, and after rough cutting, it still has an hour and a half of footage, which I'm like kind of panicking about a little bit, but we will make it through. We'll make it work. But thank you all so much for watching the video. I hope you had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying this. I will say after this, I'm gonna probably take a couple days off of reading because it's a lot. It's a lot of stories. It's a lot of characters. I'm kind of surprised that I'm like remembering things as good as I'm remembering them. But yeah, all that being said, thank you so much for watching my video. With all that being said, if you like me, if you like seeing my face, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see my face again, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified every time I post a new video, honestly, I follow me on Instagram, which I actually rage deleted now that I think about it. But that is where you will get all the first updates regardless. I will re-download it to tell you guys about videos and then re-delete it, because Instagram has been really triggering for me. Facebook also has been really triggering for me, so I need to just stay away from everything. But I will let you know. But if you don't have Instagram, cross your fingers and hope the notification bell works. And with all that being said, I will talk to you all in my next video very, very soon. Bye, everyone.
When you're not here, the sun don't shine. When you're not near, I don't feel like I do. When